SWPro wants to fight the honorable fight. Wants to fight the standard fight as well, looks like now, as he drops the Stargate, so pretty common choice, first tech choice there for Protoss. Looking to see if he's going to launch some Oracles or maybe even Phoenixes now, and that Overlord just annoyingly out of reach of that Stalker there. Stalker, now Huff goes back to the lower left-hand corner to see if there's any other Overlords he can kill instead. Kings try to proc in, force set, sees the full wall off, sees the cannons. Might be some slight alarm bells going off in his head, as if he can't get a decent enough scout on his Protoss opponent, he might be starting to worry here. It's going to be a Void Ray first as well coming out for SWPro. It's something you see every day. And he's got it rallied to where he last saw the Overlord position. He's changing the rally now because the Overlord has since moved. That Overlord is going to go down, and this Void Ray is going to be able to sort of roam the map now. There way any Overlords, get rid of any vision that set might have. Pilot also being dropped down. And right. Apologies, guys, just having some technical difficulties on my end, just trying to sort this all out. Both of these players just getting up, setting into their early game. I think is going to be the tech choice out of the Twilight as well for SWPro. Now this Void Ray coming a little bit too close to those queens, trying to pick off a creep tumor. We'll get thwarted off. Some more gateways coming down as well. Spotter pylons, or maybe a little proxy pylon for warping in units as well. Also goes down for SWPro. This Void Ridge is doing a good job being a nuisance overall. Has to be careful with it. Doesn't want to lose it. Almost gets rid of it there, but able to skirt out of there on low health. And both of these players looking relatively healthy economy-wise. Set 57 drones, SWPro at 45 workers. And Blink is going to be almost done as well for SWPro. And now a Dark Shrine going down as well. Is going to be a dangerous choice. Might even use that pylon there to warp in those DTs. That does have the spore colonies, looks like in at least some of his bases, so he does have some rudimentary detection. Remains to be seen just how good this detection will be, but before that we've got this little stalker move out and this Void Ray now moving on this fourth base. It probably will go down as there's no units here to defend for set. He's going to consolidate his queens first. He's got some Hydralisks as well. He's going to try to dive in on these units, but instead they blink up into the main base, and now these stalkers have full reach on these drones. These workers are going down. That's 8 workers going down. These lings trying to get a good wrap around, but these stalkers in a good position, going to be able to blink behind the mineral line. Now DTs as well into the third base here, killing even more drones. It's almost 30 drones going down now. These stalkers are going to get taken out. 2 are able to blink away down into the natural. It's doing more and more damage. The real story here is these DTs that are now working on that spore colony, and without that, there's going to be no detection. They're going to have free reign on this base. That is, of course, until this Overseer comes in. That will be the end of those DTs, and that base is just able to be saved as well. So great save on that base there by Set. He's down to half the worker count of SWPro, 25 drones to 51 workers here. Not in a good position, and he knows it, so he's marching across the map now with what he's got, and that's a bunch of Hydralisk and Lings. I wonder if SWPro is going to warp in some DTs to try to help with the defense. Shield battery goes down, so there's no shields here for SWPro as well, just a handful of stalkers, and these drones are also falling too. Overseer does go in as well, so this DT is not going to be able to do much damage. Third base gets killed there. Third base of SWPro is killed. Now these probes are trying to play tag. Trying to play keep away from these Hydralisks, but they also do get killed. That's 17 workers down for SWPro. Great counterattack there by Set. Says, you'll kill my fourth base, I'll kill your third. So both of these players down to 2 bases, it looks like. That third base for Set somehow getting killed. Not sure exactly how that happened. Now these 2 DTs are also heading down across the map, trying to get more damage done. That wall off at the natural base for SWPro going to help stave off these units for a moment. Oh, that Artosis pylon does go down, so all these buildings are depowered, as is the shield battery. But these Hydralisks are going to decide to go back home, as that wall is a bit too strong for them. So both of these players exchanging great blows here in the first 10 minutes of the match. Got one DT going into the main base. There's a Spore there. It won't be able to get too much done. We've got another DT at the third base, it looks like, and there's no detection there yet. So Set just getting pulled apart in both directions here. Going to send some Overseers onto that third base. That DT will go down again. Great use of these DTs by SWPro. Not getting too much value right now that detection has been set up, but is sort of keeping Set on his toes here, trying to just delay Set some more, because Set now is going to have his third base up, whereas SWPro is still on 2 bases. So while he may have struck the first decisive blow, it's looking like more and more Set is going to be in the stronger position here, especially now with these Hydralisks. Do have +1 missile attacks as well. So they're going to be doing even more damage against these Zealots. Only 4 of them as well. They're going to be running back home. Some sentries get warped in as well, maybe to use some force fields, but they're not going to be able to last long, as those are a lot of Hydralisks. And now just an Immortal up here on top of the ramp. Some more units desperately being trying to be warped in. Colossus trying to get warped in as well, but it's not going to be done in time, I don't think, as these Hydralisks are tearing through now. They're going to jump on this Immortal, which shield battery's putting in work, but it does eventually go down, and now these Hydralisks have full reign, and that's going to be GG. And a game 1 victory for Set against SWPro. Brilliant counterattack with the Hydralisks. The bloody nose there in the beginning of the game did Set, but he decided to go back across the map and really take the reins back into his own hands. Brilliantly done there by Set. We're going to go into game 2 now. Is in the top right we have, and in the blue Protoss still, it is SWPro. And in the bottom left-hand corner, playing as the red Zerg, with already 1 game under his belt, it is Set. Set's got to be feeling good to be now on a 1 game up against SWPro, able to pull that last game back. So his emotions must be running high, and SW likewise just need to see what he's going to pull out this game as well, as he knows he's got to do something here to put a point on the board for himself. The situation, I wouldn't even know how I would handle the stress. I can barely ladder without hyperventilating, to be honest. Another forge there for SWPro. Interesting choice again. We'll see if he actually decides to use it for some offensive cannons across the map. Those are 2 probes being sent across. They are staggered a bit, so interesting to see what he wants to do now as his first probe goes into the natural, and that is going to be a pylon down in front of the ramp. Set sees it. So far, not too much of a reaction just yet. Another pylon does go down, so SW trying to that wall of down. Early Roach Warren does go down for Set as well. Going to be his choice of defense here, as the cannon also is warped in. So we do have a cannon rush on that natural base. Roach Warren is going to be the choice to defend this with. Another cannon excuse me, another pylon warped in on the high ground. So inching gradually towards that main base. It's going to get canceled there. Set doesn't want to commit to it just yet. Second, second cannon will get warped in on the natural as well. Looks like this natural base may have to be forfeit. See, it's almost being built, so it's not going to be, it will be canceled, excuse me, and this drone going to escape as well. This pro will be launched after it to follow. Second cannon also being built on the other side of the map, and we do have another full wall off for SWPro in that cybernetics core 2 wall off. Just two roaches here. They've got the high ground. They are Obi-Wan, and this cannon is Anakin. He cannot, excuse me, this cannon cannot do anything against these roaches. The probe was killed. So there's going to be cleanup here, 4 sets on these cannons. So not too much damage done there really by this sort of cannon rush by SWPro. Natural base will go down again, 4 set. Leaves the pylon there, so SW does have a little bit of vision, a little bit of knowledge. Not sure if he caught that roach. Single Ravager moving out as well. Do have a cannon ready in front of the natural base. That's going to be able to defend. Let's hope that the Ravagers don't take down that Artosis pylon. At least I think there's just one pylon power and everything. SWPro would be wise to down another pylon. Right now the Ravager though just pulling on these outer buildings. SWPro in a good position to defend though. He's got 2 batteries. Got some stalkers. Now those are a lot of roaches. When I say a lot, I mean 4. That is a lot to me. So these roaches are just going to be working on the cybernetics core, which is not good. SWPro wisely going to start shielding that up, but he's got to do something else here because these roaches will eventually outdamage the health of that battery. The pylon goes down, that cybernetics core is dead now, so no more stalkers for SWPro. Void Ray also being built for SWPro desperately. Now Overcharge gets launched as well. Ravagers trying to take down that pylon. It's looking dicey here for SWPro as set in the aggressor here now with these Ravagers. That Overcharge though doing great work keeping those units alive, keeping that Stalker alive, and now here comes the Void Ray to the rescue. So with a little bit of micro here, this Void Ray can really do surely a good defense here for SWPro. Cybernetics core getting low on health again. It looks like it's going to be taken out a second time. That's got to be frustrating for SWPro now. He's got to rebuild that, and now the Force looks like it might go down as well, but all these units will be cleaned up. So for now, the day is saved for SWPro, as this Overlord now also going to be another casualty of this attack by Set. And all these players have both exchanged a couple of blows already early into this game, just 5 minutes in, and now these 2 Void Rays are going to go across the map, see what more damage they can do. Both of these players now in an interesting position. Both have 3 bases up. SW with a 10 worker lead. That economy is going to be looking good shortly if now Set also, his hatcheries are kicking in and he's producing workers as well. He's droning up slightly now. We've got some queens to ward off these Void Rays. These Void Rays are now moving around trying to get this off on the 3rd base, but they will get scared off again by these queens. SW just poking and prodding. He's got 3 Void Rays now, working on a 4th. Looking like he wants to go just on Void Ray meta here. Twilight Council will go down as well for SWPro. The Hydralisk Den just gets finished up there for Set as well, so Hydra is going to be the choice to defend against these Void Reses. They will come into the main base and start clearing off some workers. There's a Spore Colony there, so it's going to scare off these Void Res a little bit, but they've got the angle there where they can do some damage. Now these Queens coming in as well. That will surely shut down this harassment. Yeah, these Void Rays will be exiting out now. It's like just 4 Void Rays here for Set. He's working on building up his gateway count now. Looks like maybe he wants to go into some other sort of ground tech here. Just with the 4 Void Rays. I think also being researched. +1 attack as well. Both of these players sort of settling in now to their mid-game plan. There's a lot of burst damage going down on that third base. It looks like it will go down. Not going to be any transfusions here, so that's going to be a kill on that third base. Great snipe there for SWPro. Got to be annoying for Set. Means we're just a little bit out of position, and just 4 Void Rays. Who knew they could do that much damage? A great kill there by SWPro. He's looking ahead right now. Got the higher worker count and the higher base count as well. We do have that one probe just guarding that empty base there, making sure nobody can take it. Defensive position as well being set up here for SWPro. Has got a wall there. Doesn't look like quite the full wall on the right side there, but decent wall there at least to choke up some Zerg units. Void Rays, nothing to scoff at as well. They'll do some damage. That trying to reclaim that third base as well. Long distance mining with these drones. Overall, though, the supply is still looking pretty similar. 98 for Set, 108 for SWPro. Set is building up his Hydralisk count and getting that +1 missile attack as well. Now we've got a Templar Archives dropped as well here for SWPro, so looking like he might go into some Storm. Certainly some Archons. Which, in general, just a good unit to have against Zerg. Interesting little composition he's got here. He's got some Void Rays, this little Stalker Void Ray hit squad just roaming the map. That's actually a decent amount of damage. It is a group of units to respect right there. We do have another move out for Set who's marching across the map towards the third base of SWPro. That's a decent amount of Hydralisks. They do have +1 attack. Like he wants to poke and prod. Not sure really who's going to have the advantage here. Hydralisk do decide to turn back. That doesn't like the fight that he was about to take, so gonna go back now. But SW trying to jump on him as well. Those stalkers. It is quite a high stalker count. Army supply is looking the same though. Nice. I know Set was making some Zerglings. I don't see him here with this army though. It'd be nice to have for those stalkers. But now SW going to be launching in against these Hydralisks. Ray's going to try to do some work, and these Hydralisks going to stutter step to do some more damage, but the Concave is there for SWPro, and the Blink Micro is also there. As he's scaring off these Hydralisks, they will be backing off. SW playing it cautiously. I think he's got the advantage here, but that is a lot of damage as well for those Hydralisks who will be chasing these Stalkers and using their Blink Micro to try to back up. Again, more of a Concave there for SWPro. Now looks like he's got the numbers on his side. Back and forth by these players fighting for that watchtower. Fourth base as well for SWPro. Fourth base for Set. Neither of these players neglecting their macro. Despite the big fights, +2 attack already being already researched for SWPro as well. Storm also being researched. We also have the Dark Shrine. Checking off his bingo list. The Protoss tech choices. Now Set going around on the top left-hand side. I don't think SWPro saw that. Did. Now he's rotating over. Warping the Zealots. You're going to be able to slow down the Hydralisks, but these Hydralisks going to do a lot of damage to these Zealots because they don't have any armor upgrades. Now these Hydralisks going down onto this third base. SWPro trying to hurry up a defense here with these Stalkers and Zealots. Hydralisks are splitting the army between the natural and the third base. Inling's morphing in. Not sure if that's so wise in front of these Stalkers here. These Hydralisks are essentially kind of surrounded now. That's a lot of Stalkers here, and that's Some decent blink micro as well for SWPro. Is going to blink forward, aggressive blink forward. These Hydralisks are all going down. It looks like they will be cleaned up as well. Great victory here for SWPro. Is now up in the army supply as well. A huge amount, 46 to 72 army supply. He's going to take that and go across the map with it. SWPro smells blood in the water. He's wise to be moving out now, as these Zerglings won't do much to stop this Stalker hit squad moving across the map to that fourth base of Set, which has been completely evacuated. Wisely, Set knows he cannot contest this. Carries position here for Set. Looking at making this a tied game here is SWPro. Wants this to be able to have a chance to stay in this series now, and that is a lot of Stalkers. Do have 2 DTs on the map as well. Yep, causing havoc into the natural. There's detection there, and these Stalkers will blink up into the main base now. The rest will join them as well. That's a great position for these Stalkers. If they can get down on that ramp and prevent these other Hydralisks from filtering in. Hydralisks filtering in slowly, but that's just too many Stalkers now, and that's going to be GG from Set. As SWPro takes game number 2 here in this best of 3. We are tied up 1-1. And the endings to both games have really been some exciting stuff. Really great fights. Last game, of course, the Blink Stalkers being the decider there for SWPro. As he is here in game 3 in the top left-hand corner playing as the Blue Protoss. I've just said his name, but I'll say it again. It is SWPro. And in the bottom right-hand corner is his opponent, playing as the Red Zerg. It is Set. And as I said earlier, both of these players tied up. So I'm sure they use the break to analyze, at least in their heads, figure out what their choices are going to be for this third game. Maybe. Maybe they just went to the bathroom and had a snack. I probably would have done that. Um, Looks like it's going to be a 16 pool there for Set. Another early forge there. Forge before Gateway for SWPro, so do have a probe blocking the natural as well. Might be also used for cannon building. SWPro so far this season has liked to open up with early forge, and we do see another pylon there, so it's going to be another cannon rush attempt, it looks like. Question is, will Set be able to defend as well as he did in the last game? Last game, threw down the Roach Warren and just morphed in a couple of roaches. We're able to take down the cannons without too much difficulty. There goes one cannon down. What's the choice here going to be for Set? Another Roach Warren going down. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? That's what Set's going to do. Key here is going to be having that high ground vision for SWPro. So once that's gone, whatever units that Set makes are just going to be able to easily clear off these cannons and these pylons. Is that a proxied gateway that we have as well? Yes, SW does see the Roach Warren too. He knows that that's going to be the defense there, and that is a proxied gateway as well. So this is going to be a little bit more committed here for SWPro. Going to be some Zealots being used. Okay, so that's a cancel on that gateway as well. He changes his mind, also changes his mind on that second cannon. There's another full wall off will be set off at home. Is that a full wall off? You know, I can never tell. There's a little bit of a gap there. Maybe it's a gap, maybe not. I'm not sure. I hope for SW's sake it is a full wall off. That would be a horrible surprise if we realized it wasn't. The third base being worked on by that one probe. Now this cannon will get cleared up as well. So looking like it wasn't specifically for a rush. It looks like really SWPro just used it so that Set would be forced to just delay his natural or put his second base in another location. And we'll see what he wants to do with that as well. That little supply blocked. Now he's going to be up to 3 bases here. Got another probe roaming the map now, just scouting. Always got to be a little suspicious of what these probes do when they're in places they shouldn't be, really. The guy needs to be working. He's off the clock. Don't know what he's doing. It can't be that great, at least for Set, that is. But Set, just like last game, moving out with a couple of roaches, a couple of ravagers to get some early damage done on this wall here for SWPro, who again just has that one pylon. So the question is going to be whether Set can target down that pylon. SW decides to cancel that second shield battery, so unlike last game, he's only going to have one shield battery to work with. Still think it'll be enough, but we just have to watch out for the micro of these roaches and ravagers. Oracle is coming out now as well for SWPro, so that can help in the defense. Obviously, it's not a Void Ray though, but will have limited amounts of energy. I don't think SW sees this move out coming out though. These knock knock, here come the roaches and the ravagers. They're gonna try to gun down this cannon, so it will go down. Just one stalker so far front of that natural base for SWPro. This Oracle still going across the map, but now these roaches and raptors do get into the natural base. We're going to gun down this pylon here, and just still one stalker for SWPro. Not sure where the rest of his units are, as that stalker does go down. We do have an Oracle, which will help with the defense. Likely we'll actually be able to clear this up, because this really isn't a lot of units. It's just 3 units, but they've been able to do so much so far. 2 worker kills already. That 3, but this this roach will go down finally. A bit of a icy situation for SWPro, able to recover. Now both of these players settling back into their early game build-up. Their Void Ray being built here. Oh, all of those buildings still depowered now. That pylon will be coming up shortly though. We've got a few more roaches moving across the map as well for Set. Interesting that he's sending out such a small amount of roaches. These Void Rays on the other side of the map though, these roaches will be able to do some work. Yeah, that is not a full wall, so these roaches just sneak in and kill down some of these buildings. These Void Rays still across the map. One of them is home now, but now that's going to be almost 3 worker kills. That shield battery does help out. So again, another roach run by. You don't see that too often, but they're able to do actually quite a lot of work. That's 4 workers killed. And that means that SWPro is down 10 workers. This Oracle now wants to get something done on the other side of the map. Is it going to be a stasis? Looks like it will be. And Set not paying attention, so this stasis grabs a lot. Great catch there. 1 queen and several workers. Definitely going to be a dent in Set's economy. In the top right, it does look like we have a ninja base for SWPro as well. Really interesting choice. Bit exposed. We'll see what he wants to do with that. Gateways have been thrown down as well for SWPro, and now a Robo too. We do also already have a Darkrai, so look for Invisible Men to join the game and wreak some havoc. Obviously, game 1 did a ton of damage. We'll see if Set able to respond any better in this 3rd game here. This is for all the marbles. Remember, both of these players tied up. Now these Void Rays looking like they're gonna, yep, that's gonna be a cancel on that 4th base. Great cancel there for SWPro. And now these DTs into the 3rd base. And lots of damage. 6 drones do go down, and they're forced to evacuate that 3rd base now as this Oracle and these Void Rays are also working on these queens, able to save the Oracle too. But this 3rd base is going to be killed here, going to be sniped. Great play by SWPro. Will surely find himself ahead economically now. Set just down to 2 bases, while SWPro up to 3 bases. Yes, there is a worker disparity still, but that is closing. And now Set wanting to get some work done on the other side of the map. He's going to send these Zergling's out, but surprise, surprise, the third base is not where it should be. This has got to set off some alarm bells in Set's mind. Does he think that SWPro is just building up for some kind of two-base push, or does he think that this third base is hidden somewhere on the map? I'm leaning towards the first option. Don't see too much scouting going on for Set now, as he's going to lose that spawning pool as well. Another great snipe there for SWPro, who's just so far been so great with these Void Rays, with the DTs, doing lots of damage. Just eking out more and more of an advantage here in this third game. And I still don't think Set sees that third base for SWPro. I wonder if we could see the vision for Set. I doubt he's scout. Yeah, he's not scouted it. He's completely blind on that third base. So Set thinking that perhaps SW is doing some kind of two base all in. Hydras are choice again here. He stopped droning up for the moment. Now that third base is going to be retaken there for Set. Gotta be on edge. He's got to feel that something's amiss here. Decent creep spread for him as well. He's using that creep spread as sort of a launching pad, it looks like. I was going to move forward with these Hydralisk and Zerglings. That is a very scary army as well for SWPro. We've got 3 Archons, some Immortals, Void Rays, Invisible Men, turning into Big Blue Men. I'll use the technical terms, excuse me. DTs turning into Archons. Set just tearing down these destructible rocks, wants to get easy access to try to get some sort of surround on this army. This army doesn't look too scary. In fact, SWPro's army looks way scarier as one disruptor shot goes forward. Not gonna catch anything, but yeah, Set turning tail and running, and SW knows that he's got the advantage here. And as I say that now, that is a lot more Hydralisk, so Set trying to set up some kind of concave, some kind of surround. SW wisely decides to turn away. Looks like Set is going to come across this base, finally spots it. He sees what SW has been up to this whole time. That is so many probes. Are they going to be recalled? If he's got the energy, I say recall them, because that is so many probes to lose. And those are Banelings that just murder all of them. 33, 34 workers killed in this game. Or Set. Use disruptor shot. Oh, good snipe on that disruptor. That almost would have been bad. But Set able to snipe that off at the last moment, and now Set looking like he's got the scarier army, and he's got the better economy too, because he's on 3 base. As SW has lost his ninja third base. So the choice to put that in a weird position, coming back to haunt him, but now these Hydralisks coming onto this small army here, they're gonna DPS down these Archons. Look at that. They just get deleted. That third base also forced to be canceled. Huge warp in here for SWPro, who has to rush some sort of defense together. They're marching up that ramp are the Hydralisks, so not the best position for them. But again, that is just so much damage for these Hydralisks. I think he's just going to keep pushing through. Yeah, he's going to pull all the way through as these Stalkers aren't even in range of that shield battery overcharge. SW needs to blink over to that shield battery, but he doesn't. Disruptor gets taken down as well, and that's it for SWPro. He's got no units. Last minute warping trying to go down, and these are DTs, and there is no detection, so he does get saved by the DTs. Crazy game so far, ladies and gentlemen. As Set almost had the killing blow there on SW. Surely he's going to send over some Overseers, though, and when they come, it might just be the end for SWPro. Here come the Overseers. In a pair, ready to board Noah's Ark of victory here, as now there's so many DTs just really trying, and they do so much damage as well, but now with the Overseers, they're going to go down as well. They're going to be deleted, and that's it for SWPro. That was all he had, as the robot was still unpowered, and Set just marching into this natural base. This is going to be game, ladies and gentlemen, because there is nothing here for SWPro, and he knows it, so he types GG, and Set takes game number 3 here in this best of 3 in a brilliant way.